Hey everybody, welcome to this channel. Today we want to talk about if you have $5,000 in the bank, do these 5 things now. Make sure to watch until the end of video, because it's one of the most amazing hacks you have ever seen. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos and much more. There is no restriction of cash to the amount you need. Even $100 trillion isn't sufficient. Because once you have the whole planet you would need to go to the faces you impeccably know whom I am discussing, Musk and Bezos. On the opposite side, fortunately, once these individuals leave the earth they will presently don't be on the Forbes list, because the Forbes list considers individuals who live here on the planet, which implies now you have a higher opportunity to be on the highest point of the Forbes list. However, I figure the organizer of LVMH, Bernard Arnault, will take their positions because obviously it seems as you don't have to construct a tech organization to turn into the world's most extravagant individual. You should simply offer overrated totes to individuals who rake in tons of cash yet are as yet idiotic enough to squander all that cash on overrated totes with a logo that says, I have paid $5,000 for this satchel that plays out the very work that some other purse does that costs $10, but you can't call them imbecilic because they are getting such a lot of money. However, they could be moronic because they're squandering that cash on stupid things. How about we simply be reasonable? $10 million, $100 million, $1 billion. The appropriate response is a long way from that. To address that question, we need to investigate a couple of insights. In 2019, just before the pandemic, the Bureau of Labor Statistics said that the middle individual pay is $35,977 or $61,937 for families. Yet, how about we disregard the middle and spotlight on the normal family pay, which is $87,864. This number isn't precise for everybody, since supposing that you are in your 20s you want undeniably less cash, contrasted with somebody who is in their 60s who needs to pay a fortune on protection, because with age comes medical conditions that are the reason folks to set aside cash. Deal with your well-being and quit eating all that lousy nourishment. The following inquiry is, what amount do you need to contribute to acquiring $87,864 every year without taking any kind of action? We will investigate a couple of accessible choices and we will figure it out. Assuming that number is higher or lower for you, can simply take that condition and utilize an alternate number that suits your conditions all the more precisely. Don't be terrified of the numbers we will discuss, because toward the finish of the video it will all appear to be legit. That is the reason it's essential to focus. I get it's difficult. In the wake of watching 15-second TikTok recordings, watching a 10-moment YouTube video appears to be a 3-hour film. However, I guarantee the worth you will get from this video is undeniably more than you will from hours perusing TikTok. Have you heard the expression, never spend the chief, just spend the premium? And that is the way to independence from the rat race. Assuming you have acquired $10 million, suppose you contribute it and get a 5% premium every year. That is a large portion of $1 million per year. For the remainder of your life, you can certainly burn through $500 core $41,666 every month for the remainder of your life, and your abundance will not diminish by a solitary penny. That is way better compared to sprinkling those $10 million in a single year. However, the key inquiry, since the normal family pay is $87,864, what amount do you want to contribute to get that much cash flow every year? For this model, we won't take any dangerous ventures, for example, crypto or individual stocks, Tesla or GameStop. We will be a traditionalist and take something very steady, something that generally has been demonstrated to develop by a fair rate, like the S&P 500 that develops by around 10% per year. 10% out of $878,640 is $87,864. The sum that we are searching for this implies assuming you figure out how to contribute $878,640. For the remainder of your life you can burn through $87,864, and your abundance will continue as before. However, The issue is the way you save $878,640 when the normal family pay is $87,864. That is saving each penny you acquire for 10 straight years, which is inconceivable for the vast majority, and that is normal, which means individuals who are in their 20s do make anything near that, and that is the place where the sorcery of progressive accrual comes into the image. Suppose you are 21 years of age, you are going to graduate and searching for a task. However, fortunately you have saved $1,000, whether you celebrated less, stayed away from cool Starbucks espresso, or were single during your school days. That is one of the advantages of being single, yet does it awesome. In any case, we should expect you will put that sum into the S&P 500 and forget about it. You won't withdraw it next September when the new iPhones come up, or when you have no cash passed on to spend time with your companions. You will live as though you have never had that cash. What's more, every year till the time you resign, you focus on putting $1,000 into the SP 500. When you resign at 66, you will wind up with $863,685.80 or $86,368 every year. By saving simply $1,000 per year, you have constructed abundance that value right around $1 million and produces $86,368. That is the reason Einstein once said, "Make revenue is the eighth marvel of the world. He who comprehends it obtain it, he who doesn't it pays it." I realize that sitting tight for quite some time seems like quite a while. However, we likewise took a tiny measure of cash. Saving 1K is not anything to joke about. For the greater part of individuals who are watching this video, we can take a more outrageous model where you could save $3,000 or $5,000 a year, and you will not need to trust that 45 years will tear the compensations of accruing funds. What amount are you ready to contribute a year? But not all things are daylight and rainbows. While in principle, it's feasible to get a 10% pace of return, practically speaking, it gets somewhat more muddled. The expansion rate in the US is around 2 to 3%, which implies assuming you don't need the genuine worth of your speculation to diminish each year by 2 or 3%, you ought not to pull out above 7% of your venture on top of it in case you need your venture to develop by no less than a little edge like 2%. You are left with only 5%. So, to have the option to pull out $87,000, and be sure that expansion won't clear out your abundance after some time, you need to contribute twofold that sum, or $1.7 million or $2,000 consistently rather than $1,000, which are as yet sensible for the vast majority. In case you look at the FIRE local area on the web, you will observe unlimited instances of how individuals lived economically for 5, 10, or 15 years, and saved by far most of their income, however at last turned out to be monetarily free. You don't need to exceed everyone's expectations. Existence without work is exhausting, so you can seek after this system as a reinforcement plan. If in case things go south, yet you presumably have 1 million inquiries concerning how that is conceivable, I get it. I was once in your position, and to address each of your inquiries I have made a course that basic, clear, and completely energized. I have addressed practically every one of the inquiries you have to you. So don't miss it. However, what positively need to remember that you ought to do nothing with your cash except if you have covered your MasterCard obligation first. If your Visa has a yearly rate pace of say 20%, that doesn't mean you get charged 20% premium once a year, relying upon how you deal with your record. That is because the premium is determined every day, not every year, and is charged provided that you convey obligation from one month to another. So it doesn't check out to focus on a 10% pace of return while you have an obligation with a 20% premium. In case you have partaken in this video, you will most certainly partake in this custom playlist that I have made explicitly for you that has our most well-known recordings on. That might completely change you. Also presently offer this video the go-ahead that it merits, and make a point to buy in case you haven't done that yet. Thanks for watching, and until next. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and like our video to support us. And turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos. See you at the next video.